Yo, what's up? Shout out to all the fellow human beings out there, and thank you for tuning in twice again to the Viewturistic YouTube channel. Before we get into the topic, let me tell you how you can communicate with us. We are taking in text messages, so if you want to reach out to us and you have any questions about anything, if you want us to discuss a specific topic, if you want to be featured on a video, collaborate, whatever, make sure you shoot me a text message at 414-292-7258. You also can follow me on my brand new Twitter account. The handle is @GunnersHolster. That's Gunner spelled with an A. Also, shoot us an email at theviewtur@gmail.com. The Viewtur is all one word. Finally, follow me on Facebook at Joshua Adam Harwell, or leave a comment in the comment box below. Now, let me rap to you for a minute. I want to talk to you today about why people find it so necessary to be so judgmental about other people's lives. This has become more of a phenomenon in recent years as people have utilized social media as an outlet to communicate with people, whether that's in group settings, whether it's one-on-one communication, whatever the case may be. Social media has become a format for people to express themselves, which is great, because if there was no such thing as social media and a format for people to express themselves, the Viewturistic YouTube channel would not be in existence. But the thing that I want to talk about today is why people feel the need to be so judgmental in how other people live their lives. And you see a lot of this judgment occurring via social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, or whatever social media format people are using today. Now, I've noticed this more. I've noticed it's more prominent on Facebook and Instagram, because those are the two primary social media outlets that I use. But people seem to, as of lately, express they broadcast their own values and belief systems in an attempt to shame others. Now, am I saying that it's wrong for people to broadcast their values and their belief systems? Absolutely not. Everyone is free to have their own opinion on things. Everyone is free to express themselves how they wish. But the problem that I see, and yes, I do feel like it's a problem, and I'll discuss that later. But the problem that I see is when people broadcast those views and those values in an attempt to shame other people because they might not share that same value or belief system as you do. Let's take people, for example, who are very religious. You have Christians who are broadcasting their values and beliefs and judging others, saying that, you're less of a perfect person than I am, or you're less pure because you don't do X, Y, and Z according to the Christian beliefs that that they believe in. Or it goes for other religions too. You might have Muslims saying that Christians are less than they are because they chose Christianity instead of following Muslim beliefs and values. It is all over the place. And coming from someone like myself, who is a firm believer in utilizing your own subjective experiences and your own views to carve out your specific path and your specific purpose in life, that's completely those ways are counterproductive to everyone essentially like living in peace and harmony. I mean, I know that's cliche, and that's a huge ask, is for everyone to live in peace and in peace and harmony. But I think a long stride in attempt to get people to be able to be more harmonious and come together more is for people to not be so judgmental on how others choose to live their life. One thing that you want to ask yourself is the way that this other person living, is that really having that much of a negative impact on you to the point where you feel like you have to ostracize someone or down someone else's lifestyle just because it doesn't match up with your own life. And if it doesn't affect you that much, then why are you so concerned about it? Also, why do you feel the need to broadcast that and get people to co-sign with your views on why those people are living their lives wrong? At the end of the day, I mean, there really is no right or wrong way to live. It's all subjective to each individual's personality and their own personal lifestyle. And even if in your view, if they're living wrong, if it has no direct impact on your life, let those people, let them be. One reason why I think that people do this a lot, and I've been guilty of it in the past, is because oftentimes people feel the need to overcompensate their values and their beliefs in an attempt to cosmetically cover up their own flaws and their own imperfections. And they do that by, like I said, they overemphasize the things that they know people are gonna give them a round of applause for, or the things that people are gonna pat them on their back for, or the things that they won't feel ashamed of patting themselves on the back, in the public's eye. And like I said, oftentimes that leads to conversation, that leads to dialogue that often ostracizes another group of people just because they don't have those same belief systems. Another thing, that I'm kind of tired of seeing it. The way that the opposite sex judges each other, or even the way that people within the same sex judge people, from within that same gender or sex. So like you have all these memes out there now, or people making statuses saying, oh, a real man would never do X, Y, and Z, or a real woman always does X, Y, and Z. That's being very judgmental, because you can't define what a real man or real woman is based on your own personal values and belief systems. What's trash to one person might be treasure to another person, and here you are giving out this definition and trying to define someone else or shame them because they're doing a certain thing, or because they aren't doing a certain thing that is in accordance with your own personal values and belief system. And you're just making huge judgments on these other people's lives. I think that, or I know that, like I said, I've been guilty of this in the past myself, of saying, because I wanted to go around boast and say, yo, I'm a real man because I do this, or I'm a real man because I would never do, that. And deep down inside, I felt the need to publicly display that or publicly announce that, because deep down inside, I wasn't comfortable enough with, calling myself a real man. Like, I wasn't comfortable enough in my own manhood, and I felt the need to downplay what other, men do in an attempt to make myself feel better and more confident about my own manhood, until I became more strongly rooted in my own self-identity and my own self-confidence and my own self-esteem. I did those things. Whereas now it's like, fuck what they doing over there. If what they're doing isn't the same thing that I'm doing, as long as it's not hurting me, I don't care. Stay in your own lane. I think if we focused more energy on staying in our own lane, we wouldn't, and not being so concerned with what everyone else is doing, that energy can be more efficiently utilized towards walking in our own purpose, walking in our own path, and becoming a better version of ourselves, instead of being so busy trying to tell someone else that they're living their life wrong. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't, if you have a close friend or a close family member or whatever who actually is reaching out to you or is depending on you to be a good role model or someone to look up to, am I saying, you know, don't give them suggestions of things that they could do to better their lives or give them advice when they ask for it? No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is unsolicitedly broadcasting and projecting your own values and belief systems in an attempt to downgrade other people's lives. You know, it's such a waste of time, and personally, you know, in my opinion, it's pretty distasteful as well. So let's try to focus more on being ourselves, and you know, if we truly believe that what other people are choosing to do in their own lives, if you believe that is wrong, just lead by example instead of, you know, saying it so much. Be more about it instead of saying it so much. And it's possible that if you believe that the way you're living is that much more effective or that much more positive than the people who you're trying to convince that they should change, if you're truly living your life that, you know, in that purpose and that much more powerful than those other people, then leading by example, eventually they'll catch on. They'll see that, you know, what you're doing is working, it's good, you're receiving a lot of good things, you're successful, you know, whatever the case may be. If that most people tend to know what's right or what's wrong in accordance to how they're living their life, but some people might not be ready to change, and that's all right, because someone isn't gonna actually change until they're 100% ready within themselves to make those changes. Like I said, you can put up a million statuses, you can put up a million memes saying, you know, if your vice is smoking weed instead of getting drunk every damn weekend at the club, if you're putting down those people who choose to smoke weed as their vice, but yet you get drunk in the club every weekend, you ain't doing them no good. You aren't helping at all. So just lead by example. If you truly want to change other people's lives, instead of constantly telling people how they should or how they shouldn't live their lives, because at the end of the day, the people who have to live with themselves are those individuals, and whatever choices they choose to make, that's going to have an effect on the outcome of their own personal lives, their own individual lives. And if it doesn't directly impact yours, then what's the judgment for? So I'm going to leave that there for this video. I just wanted to do, I mean, that was kind of I guess that was a kind of a rant. But the important message that I want people to take from this video is to, you know, that energy that you are focusing on telling others how they should live their lives, or telling people that they're wrong for doing this, or, you know, they aren't right if they aren't doing that. Use that energy to build that within yourself and lead by example. You know, instead of trying to make someone feel so bad about the way that they're living their life just because it's not aligned with yours. And like I said, most of the time, people who do that, people are doing that because they're attempting to try to convince themselves that they feel good about the life that they're living, when deep down inside they have their own demons and their own flaws that they're trying to cover up by overemphasizing and overemphasizing those positive values and positive beliefs that society would give them a round of applause for, and, you know, that society would pat them on their back for. Just do you. Stay in your own lane. Do your thing. If you're that concerned about changing lives, lead by example. That's it. Once again, thank you for your support. Thank you for your subscriptions to our channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button. Leave comments below in the comment box. Also, don't forget to hit me up. Shoot me a text message at 414-292-7258. And until next time, keep viewing what you're viewing. Peace out.
Subscribe.